You're on YouTube, buddy. What do you want to say to the YouTube community for beer?
Nobody makes beer like Mr. Rowland.
That's right, batch number 50 today. I hit the big 5-0 on the batches, so this one's going to be called Psycho, or something very close to that. We'll get back to you at the time the video airs. You'll know what it is. So yeah, it's going to be like an IPA. It's a heavy grain bill, and I'm going to load it down with a lot of hops. I'm just going to hop the living, you know what, out of it. We get her done. And we'll be brewing outside maybe eventually here once this other project's done. So yeah, it's going to be a good brew, batch number 50. In fact, I better write that down before I forget. 170 degree strike water. Off to the mash tun. The valve is closed. And we'll siphon this out of the kettle here slowly. Shut that burner off. We're at 170, right where we want to be on the strike. Water, like I say, my grains are colder here. So we'll get this water in here. We're going to be doughing in very shortly. We got to get this doughed in. It's going to be a good beer. I'm going to hop the living crap out of it, that's for sure. We did a pH adjustment down to 5.8, and we're going to use yeast nutrient and fermate K into the fermenter. And I'm going to be going with T58 yeast again. And I haven't decided on the hops. Definitely going to have some Citra in there. Some Warrior Citra and probably some Mount Hood we're going to go with, and we're going to check the alpha acids and betas on those first before I use them. And we'll come up with a name for this, which I think I already did. How you doing? Now we'll get a final temp. See where we came in here. A little high. I like my 158. This is 159. 158, 159. I'm good with that. That's a nice temperature, so good to go. Get the cover on here. I'm not picking it up because I don't have my helper with me right now. We'll get that lifted up on my pedestal over there that I drain it out on later. So I have a little help lifting it. But otherwise, that's good. And it smells awesome! So on with the Verloft, I'm only going to do 1 or 2 pitchers because it's usually clear as a whistle. And I'm looking as I'm pouring, I don't really see much. We got some sediment this time, so we'll run a couple through here. It's worth running a couple through there so we get her clear. And I'll grab my hose over there, or my assistant will grab it eventually. Yeah, I saw that. You got a beer there? How's that working? Must be nice. So, all right, here's the second one on the Verloft. Then we're going to go right to the boil kettle. we're not going to really mess around here.
Maybe Joe's mom will get it all.
Alright, we're at the hot break, so what we're going to do is dump in the 2 ounces of Warrior. That's the first to go into this mess. I get rid of the gauge, get that out of here. We don't need that. Got a little water left for sparging. In fact, I forgot to take the bricks reading. I'm going to do that right now. Always slow. I'm hoping this comes in, this is a guess, a whole new recipe. I'm guessing at about 1060. Just for at the start here. And here's our sample. Let it cool down a second or two. Flip the gate. 1046 we're at pre-boil. Alright folks, Proust. Back to the brew here. We're down to the last 15 minutes. We just added 1.5 pounds of homemade candy sugar. In go 2 ounces of Citra hops. And we're going to finish it off with 2 ounces of Mount Hood. That flame out. So, of course, it smells absolutely awesome. Oh, I love brewing indoors. So when I get back out to the brew house and do some out there, I don't think the smells are going to be the same. We went with 6 cinnamon sticks in here too for a little cinnamon flavor. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be one of my first, well, my second IPAs. We'll see how it turns out. Got the wort chiller in and everything else set here. Got the big mess. Chiller's in the sanitizer. So we're good to go, as far as I know. We're good to go. And I got a Superficial Payday beer I'm drinking. It's a nice beer. It's in a plastic cup. So like I say, we're drinking a Superficial Payday out of a plastic cup. Why wouldn't I? It holds the temperature really nice. It's good beer too. Really nice. You see the cinnamon sticks floating in there. Just coming back up the boil after adding the candy sugar and the other addition of hops. And then one more addition of the Mount Hood going in at the end, and then I'll probably dry hop it with maybe 6 ounces of my own Cascade hops, leaf hops. Of course, that absorbs such a lot of liquid, and nobody says you can't squeeze them out and get all the good juiciness out of there. I'm going to do our 1.5 cups full of Irish moss for clarity. Irish moss is in Fermade K. I use in the fermenter itself a little sprinkle of Fermade K. You probably can't see the package there. Well, Fermade K. Of course, we're going to sanitize everything with scissors again. Cupboard's been bleached down because that's what I do. I probably overdo stuff, but so far I haven't had an infection or a problem. We'll see how that works in the future, but you know, I heard a good pellicle can cause a beer to go out nice sour, so we might do one of those like we did with the sake. It's you purposely infect it. So close to flame out here. Flame out on this brew. Then go 1 ounce of Mount Hood, another ounce of Mount Hood, and we're going to go down to chill down here in a few seconds. I'm going to slide it around down, get the wort chiller in there. That one didn't go in a bag. I like to put them on top and let them sit there. There we go. Okay, this is a little bit different brew. I'm going to let those hops steep in there. We're going to let them steep in the kettle there for a few minutes. And then I'll put the wort chiller in there in a couple seconds. Couple minutes, something like that. We'll see how it goes. Want to let them steep for a few minutes. Everything else is ready to go. Won't take long. Hoping the water's still nice and cold here in the city. That's going to make a mess of my wort chiller. Try not to do that before, since I put stuff in bags. I'm like, well, I'm back to doing it the old way. but that's okay for me. So that's it. Just a little steep. Wort chiller is going to go in. As soon as I spray it down again a little bit. Oh! Take my pump out for now. And the gauge. Try to make this as simple as possible, but it's never that simple. Okay. It's all about getting the wort chiller in at this point. It's all sanitized all over. Can't get much better than that. So off it goes into the batch. Let that sucker drip a minute. It's really heavy with water in it. And then in she goes. Hope the bags stay in the middle. And we're chilling. Get the gauge in there. That's all sanitized from here on out. Stay clean as a whistle from here on out. I'll even put a bag on there to help it keep any little critters out of there if they decide to come along here. Make it hard for them to get in there, but I doubt it. So we're chilling down nice now, and we'll drain the fermenter and get that ready. There we go. Spoon hole is holding it in. I said everyone should have a nice spoon hole. And set that in the sink there, and then it won't go snaking on you. Nothing like a snaking wort chiller, giving you more to clean up at the end of the day, especially on the wife's kitchen floor. I get doing, you know how that goes, or you don't. We'll be out there in the garage someday doing it where I can just spill all over the place at will. Why wouldn't I? We're transferring to the fermenting bucket. I'm going to be picking up some Trub any minute. I like to tilt it. Hot bags again are in the center of the wort chiller, so we're doing good. So we'll get a tilt going on here. And I'm sure we're going to pick up some Trub, but I don't really care. I go to secondary, all that disappears. Actually, that's the first time my pump stopped. Now we want more of that. I'm not going to let that in there. So we're going to get this pump going again somehow. What's going to happen is going to aerate it a little. There we go. I'm picking up a little Trub. We want the full 5 gallons, so we had to start the pump again here. He's picking up some Trub. And she's still pumping, and it looks like we just hit our 5 gallon mark very shortly here. And some air. Siphon's going to shut down. 5 gallon mark coming up. Of course, the bags of hops, they absorb a little bit. Kind of like leaf hops. Alright. I think that's going to be it. Siphon's going very slowly, which means it's plugging up down there. Yeah, I never have to do this. That's why I like using bags. or some aerating the wort. It's going to help me out a little bit. That's better. Yeah, she's still going, see? We'll get all of that good wort, and that's it. We'll suck that sucker dry. So, we're ready, good to go here. Sanitize my hands a little bit again, get this hose the hell out of here. The color looks like an IPA, but we'll see how that turns out. So now here is our Ferment K. Sprinkle some of that in there, out of the way. What you doing? Get the scissors in there. Sanitize them. I always do, why wouldn't I? Cut up the yeast, T58. Sprinkle it in on top. Bada bing, bada boom. Throw that away, cover it up. Seconds away from putting the bung in. And we'll be done with this brew. There's the cover. Snap it in place. And get our airlock in, and we done. So here we go. Once again, I might as well finish the movie off with this, I guess.
I gotta go plug my phone in before it dies, so I'll probably back in a little bit.
Proust.